Hello my good people, hello viewers, hello my ardent subscribers. Once again, welcome to another vlog, another farming vlog here at my Michorani farm in Kibwezi, Makueni County, Kenya. In today's video, I want to show you an Azolla pond replenishment. What you do to an Azolla pond, which is here all along, when it turns murky and you need to change the water, or rather you need to replenish it for proper growth, or rather fresh Azolla produce. So what happens is, what is happening right now, I'm with Mr. Wanjala here. Say hi to viewers.
Hi.
And he has a bucket, and what he's trying to do is to remove the sludge. As you can notice, which is the standard norm, or rather the practice, Azolla ponds are normally built under shed. This is a shed up here. This is a shed up here because it is advisable to give it 50% sunlight, 50% shade for proper growth and germination. So it reaches a point when the Azolla turns brick red. That is when you realize that it has no nutrients. I mean, it is not feeding on nutrients. The pond is weak, and that is when you replenish. Of course, the exercise is very murky, as you can see here. This is now, we are removing the sludge. This is all the sludge. This is my Azolla pond, number 5. I have 4 more. And what we are trying to do is actually to replenish. With me here, you can see I have a tap, I have some water, and the same water is what I'll use. To replenish this place. The same water is what I'll use to clean up this mess, so that we remove the sludge and create a fresh Azolla pond. The green stuff you are noticing here is actually not Azolla. This is kind of a mold due to the leaves from the above shed. So what we are trying to do right now is to remove it so that we replenish it afresh. We will remove all this stuff and sieve this water out of the pond so that we will remove this water, all this sludge, the black stuff, which is a result of the manure we normally, and the soil we feed the Azolla with, because Azolla feeds on, there are 3 important components: dry cow dung, soil, and water to some good ratio. So what we are trying to do right now is to replenish the Azolla pond. And I thought it wise to show you how we carry out the exercise as seen down here. And that is what my good friend here, my farm help, Mr. Wanjala, is trying to do, under my supervision, of course. So continue watching. All this is the sludge which we have removed. We are actually watering this lemon tree right ahead of us. But and then after removing the sludge, we are going to replenish. I mean, bring new Azolla, clear the pond, and then add the mixture. I mean, soil, 1 bucket for half bucket of cow dung manure. Dry cow dung manure, because dry cow dung manure doesn't have acidity due to the urine from the cattle, I mean the cows and the likes. So this is what we are doing right now. So sit back, relax, watch as I show you the steps on replenishing an Azolla pond. This is how we do it. Further to what I was explaining you about Azolla replenishing, you can see my pond is actually, now I'm adding water I've actually cleared all the trash, all that sludge and the green coloring matter which was in my pond, actually suffocating it. This one is kind of a fungal which grows in ponds. It is generally brought about by leaves. When leaves fall, they leave this green coloration. It is actually mixed with the part of the Azolla I'm removing. So this is my pond, which is 1 meter wide and 10 meters long. The black polythene material you've seen is the normal plastic paper which we buy at local hardwares, and it costs around 100 shillings per meter. So the total cost of setting up this pond, apart from now the excavation, which is only 30 centimeters deep, is 1,000 shillings. I mean, for you to get this polythene paper. Then water. If you can use rainwater, you can use river water, you can use tap water, like in my case that is bowl water, which I'm refilling. And now we are refilling it until a level where we are comfortable. This is just normal water, I mean borehole water, and this is what we do. I told you the reason what made me replenish my Azolla pond is because the Azolla had started turning brick red, and when it turns brick red, get to know that it lacks nutrients. So mine today was to replenish, I mean to clear the sludge and to add some fresh water. With me here are my usual people. Say hi to my viewers. And as you can see, I have a wheelbarrow here which has cow manure, manure, dry cow manure. That is why it's dusty. This is dry cow manure. And I've gotten a kilo of Azolla. You can hold it for me. I want to show the viewers. This is a kilo of Azolla. Now the plant. If you can see from very close range, it has some roots. That is what it uses now to absorb the manure. And the other component which we use, I told you there are 4 components for you to have a nice, well-cultured Azolla pond. 1, water, fresh water. 2, the Azolla itself. 3, dry cow manure or chicken poop, all that collection from your chicken place. 4, soil. So there's a way we'll mix the soil and the manure, and that is what will now bring about the issue of now the Azolla food itself. This thing is fast growing. In my 1 meter and 10 meter long Azolla pond, it will take like roughly 14 days for it to be full of Azolla. I told you Azolla is an animal protein which is used to feed. It is very high in protein content, almost 35% of crude protein, animal protein, and it is used to feed your poultry, pigs, or dairy cows. It's kind of food, animal feed. So I'm now trying to refill the pond, as you can see, to a point of saturation before we now apply the components. This is how I do it. This is how I do it. As you can see, the water level is starting to rise, and once it reaches a point like up here, that is when we are going to now start applying the Azolla. Now the manure, the soil, and the Azolla. So my dear viewer, keep watching. The main purpose of my channel, which goes by the name It's Me Again, by me, Elder EM, is to show you that farming is doable and to encourage you to take up farming seriously, because farming is a hobby. Farming is so satisfying. Farming is very greening. Farming is getting in touch with nature. And as you continue watching, my dear viewer, I kindly request you to give me that subscription, like, leave any comment or compliment at the comment section below. share it as much as possible with your friends or other WhatsApp groups, or share it with friends so that we continue growing this channel together. So now into the next stage. Bwana Wambua. Naona hii inatosha. Sasa tuweke, unaweka nini kwanza? Manure. Naweka manure. Haya, weka manure. Weka manure. Weka manure. Si ulete hiyo wheelbarrow hapa. Ndio weke vizuri. Now that is manure which we are ferrying, take it there so that weke kila pahali vizuri, eh? Anzia huko mwisho. Anzia huko mwisho. Hiyo manure itatosha ama tutaongeza ingine baadaye? Ongeza ingine. Okay. Now that is the application of manure. As you can see, my friend Anthony doing it, and that is the application of manure. That is the application of manure. This is how we propagate a new Azolla pond. Ndugu umekuja? Dakika moja tu tumalize hapa. This is how we pour the manure. It will be absorbed by the water. It will dissolve into the water and it will go down there. That is where now it will start decomposing and actually now creating the Azolla food. This is now manure application. Just finish. And as we finish, with me here is the Azolla, which I've just picked from my other pond down there. And Bwana Wanja nishikia hapa. For you to propagate it properly, you at first squeeze it so that it breaks into minor Azolla seedlings. Then you place it into the pond. So maliza ndio tuweke mchanga, tuweke Azolla, eh? Afiki kwanza la funguo maji tuendelee ndio. Funguo maji. These are some, what do we call them? Some spores which come during rainy season, but they don't affect the growth of Azolla. So this is it. This is how we do it. Weka now. Weka mchanga. Weka mchanga, eh? Pour the mchanga. Zima hiyo. This is the soil, as you can see. This is part of what we normally add into the Azolla pond. That is soil. To make sure that we create a composition down there of manure and soil. That is what the Azolla feeds on, besides the water. Azolla, like I told you, requires half 50-50. Sunshine 50, shade 50%. For it to properly propagate itself and turn into the greenest possible. So that you don't lose, just show them as you apply the soil. So that you don't lose the green in it. Now this is the Azolla. Like I told you, this is how we propagate it. This is how we plant it. Now that is Azolla, which I've planted. It will raise and be on the top. These are now Azolla seedlings. So this is how we do it. Endelea kuweka, Anthony. Endelea kuweka. So viewer, as you continue watching, I hope you've learned a lesson on how to replenish your Azolla pond. We do it in a very simple way using local material. My cow manure, local by soil from my farm, water from my borehole. This is how we pour the Azolla. You can see. The funny thing is that after 14 days, this pond will be replete with Azolla, green. And after 14 days, that is when I'll harvest and feed it to my chicken, rather poultry. For now, let me end the video from there. Hoping that you've learned a lesson on how to replenish an Azolla pond. Kindly remember to give me that subscription. See you in the next video. Ciao. Bye-bye.